Imagine a bustling marketplace where languages collide like a chaotic symphony, voices overlapping, colors blending, and traditions swirling in a vibrant dance. This is where our story begins. A team of 5 strangers from different continents, each with a unique language, culture, and mindset, brought together by a shared dream to build a sustainable community garden in the heart of a city divided by cultural walls. At first, chaos reigned. Maria from Brazil spoke passionately about soil and roots, but her words were lost on Amina from Kenya, who was focused on water conservation techniques foreign to Maria's experience. Kenji from Japan introduced technology to automate watering, but his precision clashed with Luis from Mexico's more intuitive approach. And Fatima from Syria struggled to find her voice amid the whirlwind of ideas. The first obstacle was communication, not just language, but understanding each other's values and approaches. Instead of giving up, they created a new language, visual storytelling, sketching their ideas, planting small seeds as metaphors, and cooking meals together to share stories and traditions. These moments built trust and empathy, transforming confusion into collaboration. They faced a second hurdle when a severe drought threatened their project. The city's water restrictions could have ended their dream overnight. But Amina's knowledge of rainwater harvesting, combined with Kenji's tech skills, led to designing a low-tech irrigation system that captured moisture from the air. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough to keep the garden alive. Throughout the process, they learned to listen, really listen, not just to respond, but to understand the fears, hopes, and wisdom behind each voice. Fatima's stories of resilience during war inspired the team to persevere. Maria's laughter reminded them of joy in hard work. Luis's songs became the soundtrack of their efforts. When the first sprouts emerged, it was more than plants growing. It was cultures blooming together, breaking down invisible walls. Neighbors who once passed each other with suspicion now shared harvests and stories. The team's success was not just the garden, it was the bridge they built between worlds. So what can you take from this? When faced with challenges, embrace diversity, not as a barrier, but as a wellspring of innovation. Create new ways to connect, whether through art, food, or shared experiences. Listen deeply to understand beyond words. And when resources are scarce, combine knowledge creatively to find unexpected solutions. Your greatest strength lies in the richness of perspectives around you. Like a garden, the more varied the roots, the stronger the growth. So cultivate empathy, water it with patience, and watch how even the toughest obstacles bloom into opportunities for unity and change. But this journey was not merely about gardening. It was about planting seeds of change in the hearts of a divided city. Each member brought their own story, their own struggles, and their own hopes. Maria, with her vibrant energy and deep connection to the earth, taught the group about the importance of nurturing the soil, understanding its rhythms and needs. Her stories of the Amazon rainforest, the lifeblood of Brazil, reminded everyone of the delicate balance between nature and humanity. Amina's expertise was born from necessity. Growing up in a region where water scarcity was a daily challenge, she knew that conservation was not just an environmental concern, but a matter of survival. Her knowledge of traditional rainwater harvesting techniques, passed down through generations, became the backbone of their water strategy. She showed the team how to dig shallow basins, create catchment areas, and use simple materials to maximize water retention. Kenji, methodical and innovative, brought modern solutions into the mix. His background in robotics and environmental engineering introduced automated systems that could monitor soil moisture and adjust watering schedules. Though his approach seemed cold and calculated at times, it was a vital complement to the intuitive methods of Luis, whose connection to the land was more spiritual than scientific. Luis sang songs to the plants, believing that music and care could influence growth. His warmth and passion reminded everyone that farming was as much an art as it was a science. Fatima's presence was a quiet force. Having fled conflict, her resilience was forged in hardship. She shared tales of rebuilding life from ruins, of finding beauty amidst destruction. Her perspective brought depth to the group, encouraging them to see the garden not just as a project, but as a sanctuary. Her stories helped the team understand that every seed planted was an act of hope. The collaboration was not without its tensions. Early meetings were fraught with misunderstandings and frustration. Cultural differences sometimes led to clashes. What was considered respectful in one culture might be seen as dismissive in another. Time management, decision-making styles, and even concepts of leadership varied widely. Yet, through patience and openness, the group learned to navigate these complexities. Their breakthrough came with the adoption of visual storytelling. By drawing their ideas, mapping out plans with sketches, and using symbols and colors, they bypassed language barriers. Shared meals became rituals of bonding, where traditional recipes were exchanged and stories told. Cooking together became a metaphor for their work, combining diverse ingredients to create something nourishing and whole. The drought tested their resolve. Water restrictions meant they had to rethink everything. Amina's traditional knowledge and Kenji's technical skills merged into a creative solution, a simple yet effective irrigation system that harvested moisture from the air using mesh nets and condensation traps. This ingenuity allowed the garden to survive when conventional watering was impossible. As the garden grew, so did the community around it. Neighbors began to take notice, drawn by the vibrant colors and the promise of fresh food. Children played among the plants, learning about the earth in ways textbooks could never teach. The garden became a meeting place, a cultural exchange hub where festivals celebrated the diverse backgrounds of its caretakers. The team also initiated workshops, teaching sustainable gardening practices and environmental stewardship to the wider community. They invited local schools, elders, and civic leaders to participate, fostering a sense of shared responsibility. This ripple effect extended beyond the garden's boundaries, inspiring other neighborhoods to start similar projects. Through their journey, the team discovered that sustainability was not just about ecology, but about social cohesion. The garden became a living symbol of what was possible when differences were embraced rather than feared. It was a tangible proof that diversity could be a source of strength, innovation, and resilience. In reflecting on their experience, the team realized that challenges were opportunities in disguise. The initial communication barriers pushed them to innovate new forms of expression. The drought forced them to blend ancient wisdom with modern technology. Personal struggles became shared stories that deepened their bond. This story is a call to action. In a world often fragmented by division, we must seek to build bridges through empathy and collaboration. We must listen not only to words, but to the emotions and histories behind them. We must be willing to learn from each other, combining our unique strengths to create solutions that none of us could achieve alone. Remember, like a garden, a community thrives when nourished by diverse roots. Each perspective adds richness and depth. Each voice contributes to the harmony. By cultivating patience, understanding, and creativity, we can transform even the most daunting obstacles into flourishing opportunities for growth and unity. So, take this story with you. Let it inspire you to look beyond differences and find common ground. Whether you're planting a garden, building a team, or shaping a community, know that your greatest resource is the variety of experiences and ideas around you. Tend to them with care and watch as a vibrant, resilient future blossoms before your eyes.